Welcome to Week 4's presentation of the Big Dog Podcast, brought to you by Next Level Rugby. This week, we get Mark O'Keefe in the hot seat, and we've got Sam Harris stepping in for normal host James English. We also got Adam Ash on the show, filling in for Sam Harris, and there you go. There's your three right there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We got Big Dog Podcast, Episode 4, coming your way right now.
Yes, welcome back to the Big Dog Podcast. Here, my normal host, James English, is away on very high-level business. So I'm joined today with Adam Ash. He'll be my co-host. And our special guest will be the 50 capper, Mark O'Keefe. Welcome, guys.
What's going on? Good to be here. Great to be here.
Yeah, great. Well, Ashy, I'll start with you, mate. First time assistant coaching in a professional environment. How's it all going?
It's good. Guess it's been a challenge, a good challenge, like a challenge that I've really enjoyed so far. But yeah, obviously finished up playing about 9 months ago in LA. Went back to Scotland for a bit of time, and this opportunity came up, and it was kind of, in some sense, just a really good opportunity for me to get out here and get my hands into some professional coaching, which it's the first time for me. I've been coaching throughout my own rugby career, but first time for me stepping into the professional environment as a coach. It's been great, been really fun, cool city, good group of people, all new, all exciting. So yeah, I've enjoyed it, and looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season pans out.
Yep. And you've got a beautiful partner, Elisa. Sorry, pardon me. But there's been a bromance on the horizon too with our S&C Jamie Beamish. Just talk us through that relationship. How did you guys meet? And
match made in heaven, I guess. I mean, when I spoke to you at first, and you obviously spoke to the guys that were part of the team about me coming, and I think you must have mentioned to him that I also DJ. I got a text straight away from Jamie Beamish saying, I'm looking forward to having you as part of the team, and I'm sure we're going to have a few good nights together on the deck. So that was the start of it, and I guess got out here, pretty similar guys in some ways. I'd say I'm not as relaxed and blasé as he is, but I think we both like similar things. Like he likes music, I like music. He works in rugby, I work in rugby. So yeah, we hit it off, and yeah, it's been fun working with him. We're yet to get behind the decks in a proper, what I'd say, nightclub, and I'm looking forward to the night or the day when that happens. But yeah, Jamie Beamish, he's a great guy. Yeah,
we did get a little taste of it at Panama City Beach, didn't we? And the locals really enjoyed it.
Yeah, they did. So it's actually Dave Clancy, the other assistant coach. We were in a bar after we played the ATL warm-up game, and he went up to the DJ, which is something that you never do. It's just in the DJing world, it's just something that you don't do. You don't go up and ask another DJ if you can step onto the decks and play. But Clancy did it. I decided to go up and maybe played for about 20 minutes. Jamie played for a bit. I then stood down respectfully and said, let's give it back to the DJ. Half an hour after that, Jamie Beamish was back on the decks for about an hour until closing. I think he just got a little bit carried away, and there's a few videos of him going around. Actually, I made a GIF where he's pumping his hand in the air. He's just having a great time. So maybe we'll share that. We'll get that out on social media soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, good night all in all.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And Mark, welcome to Chicago Hounds, the podcast, and obviously first year here. What are your thoughts on the city first and foremost?
Yeah, I actually really like this city. I've kind of fallen in love with it, to be honest. Very clean. It's kind of like a cleaner New York. And to be honest, I've always been a kind of New York boy. In my off season, I generally go to New York. Spent 2 years there playing for them. Always go back in my off season. Always used to holiday there and stuff. But coming to the realization I might be staying in Chicago now for the next couple of years. So that's how much I like the city.
That's good. Yeah. Well, people have described you as a heavy lover. You fall hard, so it's good to see that you've fallen in love with this great city. Yeah, what are some of its endearing qualities that have?
The cleanliness of the streets is actually pretty sweet. I'm fallen in love with my apartment. Thank you, James English, for the last couple of weeks there. Just the kind of vibe. A lot of people are much nicer here. A lot friendlier, which is funny because some people say that they're not in Chicago, but I find them so much friendlier than New York. And then also the Irish contingent here, I feel everyone says Chicago's huge Irish. I haven't met that many Irish people here, but the Irish people here are actually kind of like more respected in somewhat than the Irish in New York, because all the Irish in New York are just, which is kind of, I like that as well, but they're all like degenerate bartenders that like love getting on the piss. Yeah, it's literally what I did. That's why I loved it as well. But like, it's just like over here, it seems like there's people that are like actually, it sounds pretty stupid, but like actually like doing stuff rather than just getting hammered, which is, I like both, don't get me wrong, but it's a difference of both, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I do.
it's good.
Mate, and let's turn our attention to the rugby. So first and foremost, congratulations on getting your 50th MLR cap. I know that's been a journey for you. Do you want to talk us through that journey?
Yeah, thank you. So I remember 5 years ago, basically 2019, 2018, around that, I was actually going to come over and do a graduate visa because I just finished my master's. I was going to do a graduate visa in New York. I have a master's and a degree. Economics and then marketing, would you believe?
Wow.
Wrote a 30,000 word thesis.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I always thought your Instagram looked quite tidy and like well presented, so now it's adding up.
There
Yeah.
you go. But literally was applying for the visa, getting all the money together. I think it was like $2,000 for the visa or something, and got a random Facebook message off James English saying, "Do you want to come play rugby for New York?" And I was like, "Yeah, sweet, grand." And I remember he gave me my contract offer, and like I didn't really care about the money because I was going to go over there and work anyway. Like I wasn't before rugby, I was going to go over and work. So it was absolute peanuts. And I think James actually, I was like, yeah, perfect, grand, whatever. I remember I was in Florida with my family trying to get all these documents ready to go over to New York in January, and I think he actually felt bad for me because I signed for like literal peanuts. He's like, actually, here, we'll scrap that. Go on, take this one and sign it again.
Really?
Yeah.
We felt bad for you.
Yeah, I think so, like,
Yeah.
because like, it was just
Like a GM.
ridiculous.
That's that kind of sums up James really well, because he kind of gives off this bravado of
Yeah.
but he's just a soft teddy
Yeah,
bear.
literally. So did 2 seasons there. Well, 1.5 COVID season. Then kind of fell out of luck in New York. A few things happened. A few things didn't happen. Then went home for COVID and kind of just found myself. I was kind of lost in terms of rugby. And I basically just found out that I need to go to the gym a lot more. And from there, I remember I went home for COVID, and all my best friends that play for Leinster and stuff, they were off for like 8-10 weeks. They couldn't train as a group, but they could train as like little groups. They kind of adopted me, like did fitness with them, went to the gym every day, was doing F45s like outside every day. So I'd literally do running in the morning, a row, a gym, and an F45 for 6 months. So I kind of just transformed as a person. Like I feel like mentally and physically I transformed as a person in those little windows. Went to Bermuda 10s, played pretty well, didn't get picked up by anyone, was working as a chippy or a demo bloke or a bricker or anything, like all my mates, whatever they wanted me to do. Scott Lawrence called me. I think they got 3 injuries. 13, wing. Called me, and then I kind of really never turned back from there. He gave me the chance that I really wanted, and I actually really respect him for that, to be honest. Didn't have to do it. Obviously, he was in a pickle, but I was in a bigger pickle. Like I was contemplating quitting forever. So since then, then rocked up to Austin. Big Sam picked me up, and now I'm back in Chicago again with the legend. So
I remember your name was getting thrown around in LA for a bit of time as well. DTH, I think, was he on that trip to Bermuda as well?
Yeah.
He was pushing you hard.
Yeah, he's a good bloke. DTH down to hang. He's a good bloke. But yeah, I was talking to them a little bit as well. But I just remember. I don't know if you know this, but I remember I hit you up before I moved to Atlanta. Or sorry, Paddy hit you up for me, and the roster was full or whatever. And then Paddy told me when Atlanta played Austin at halftime, you grabbed him. He was like, "Who the fuck is that Irish lad?" And he's like, "Mate, he was on the phone to you about 2 weeks ago."
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I do remember that night because we ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
But Mark cut us up, scored a try, probably made 15 tackle busts, and I was like, "Man, he's such a dynamic." He had the peroxided blonde hair,
yeah.
which you might need to bring back.
I'm
Keithy.
thinking that need to change something. It's either that or a beard.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't know.
I
about
don't know,
the
man. I
beard.
reckon the blonde hair.
Yeah, I
Can you
think.
grow a good beard?
plus, you don't want to be looking like you're
There you
copying
go.
me either.
Yeah, but then I'm looking like chicken now as well.
True.
But he cut us up, and so yeah, ever since then, if I had an opportunity to pick up Mark up, I would, and that came about, which was fortuitous, and the rest is history, and it's been a romance ever since. So, yeah, mate, that's great news, and then just reflecting on the 50 caps, how much has the competition changed since your first cap?
Crazy. I remember rocking up to New York on my first day, and typical James as well. Rocking up, moved out of home for a year in college, got turfed out of there. So was flying to New York. Blizzard arrived in JFK. Blizzard, no American phone. James said he'd pick me up in the airport. Didn't pick me up in the airport. Got a message saying, yeah, go to Harlem. I can't even remember the address, but it was a Harlem house, 149th Street, pretty high up. Irish guy rocking up to Harlem in a Blizzard. I had no idea what was going on, but training was so loose still. Like to be honest, that night we trained on Sunday, arrived on Sunday, trained on Monday. I was up till about 4 a.m. before training on Monday because it was my first night in New York.
Was that a regular occurrence back then?
Yeah, a small bit. Yeah. But like even the standard now is crazy. Like we had really good players. Like we had players like Cathal Marsh back then, who 100 cap. Like I think we were around 100 caps for Leinster, Champions Cup winner, Bravo Pro 12 winner, and all that stuff. But just like there was like snippets of those players around the league, but now there's like more and more growing all the time. Like every team has a player like that, or like 10 players like that, rather than when I first started it was like 1 or 2 per team. So to see this league grow is crazy. Yeah, it's mad, to be honest.
And then looking internally, mate, what who have you been impressed with of the players at Chicago?
In terms of like leadership, I would say Luke White would be I didn't really I had no real knowledge of him that much. Like I knew we played against him in LA, but I didn't know he'd been around for that long. I think he's probably impressed me the most, just because he is the voice of a person that when he talks you listen, no matter what he says. And then he also has the impression on the field of when he does something, you look at him. So like once he says something, you listen, and when he's doing something, you look at him and you follow him, which is pretty cool, because generally there's normally one or the other, and to have someone that does both is huge, to be honest.
Powerful thing, isn't it? Like I remember in LA playing with him, like the way he plays the game, he's just like so powerful. He's a fucking psychopath, you know, some of the lines that he runs, and he's always making gain line, but man, when he says something you definitely listen to him. So
he just looks mean as
well. Yeah, good guy to have. But
he's not mean at all.
Yeah, I know.
He's a little cuddly bear, like. But he looks like he'll kill you.
Yeah. No, he is.
He looked like a sight today at training, didn't he?
Yeah.
He busted his nose up.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah, that's great, mate. And then just on the field, obviously the results haven't been as forthcoming as what we'd like. What's your take on our performances so far, and what do we need to change to be better?
I don't know. I remember you said on I think this is the one thing that stuck with me for the last couple of days before the Seattle game. You said it on Friday that we could be 3-1 if we scored 3 more points. Was it 4 more points maybe? Lost by 2 to Utah, so 4 more points, and we would be 3-1 before going into Seattle, and we'd be second in the league, second in the West. So like it just shows the pure competition of this league, that like if you just don't get one thing right, you can fall back to where we are at the moment. But that stuck with me, and then the belief that I said in the change room on Sunday just gone. Like even talking to my parents after the game, my sister like, oh, it's annoying that they wouldn't let you play the second half. You know, realistically, it would have been tough to come back. That's what they said. But like we sat in that change room, and there was not one person in that change room didn't believe that we could score 26, 27 unanswered points and win the game. So I think we just need to find that winning feeling, or like grinding out that little thing. But the best thing about this team is everyone believes we can. Like if you don't believe we can't, then there's no point of being in this team. So I'm glad and I'm proud that we still have that ability to believe, but we just need to kick it into gear.
Yeah, just put all the pieces of the puzzle together, right? What about you, Ashley? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with what you said, Mark. Like I think we're close to being a team that can win more games than loses. There's probably just a few kind of crucial little things that we're missing at the moment, like, and we've spoken about it all week. It's just the smaller things in the game, the smaller details, and I think a lot of different areas of our game are coming together. but it's probably just the small things that are killing us at the moment. So, I think we're probably looking at individuals at the moment and collectively as a group at tightening up those small areas of the game. And I think when we do, we're gonna be able to put some good performances out there and play exciting rugby. The way we want to play the game, we move the ball. I think we're going to see some exciting stuff from us at some point. But I think at the moment, just given the fact that it's such a new team, a new group of people, me as a coach, I probably, maybe in some ways was a little bit naive to how long that would take to actually come together. We probably all were. I think when you look at some of the players we've got, some of the coaches, the people behind the organisation, it's a great group. But I think the thing that you often forget is like most of the teams that are within this league have been together for a long time now, a year at least. And even if there's new players coming in, sometimes 5-6 new players a year, the core group has still been together for a long time. And yeah, you do get new coaches coming in and people looking to play different ways, but that group's still been together for the most part, and that's not what we've had. So we just had to learn a lot of lessons really quickly, and I think that's what we're doing. That's the direction we're heading in. So we just got to keep going, keep pushing, and I'm sure when we get to halfway through the season, into that second half stretch, I think we're going to put some good stuff together. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I think personally, always when times are tough, and yeah, I've been coaching now for like 12 years, so you do come across these times, and I think this is the craft of the coaching that I actually really love and lean into, and finding the formula to get it out of this, and I think I always start with me and always come back to me, and what do I need to change, what do I need to do better, and I think I completely agree with what you're talking about, with probably underestimating how long it's going to take for this group to really be cohesive, and I think it probably in the last 2 or 3 weeks I'm still kind of waiting for it all to click instead of demanding excellence, and we've probably missed a beat, or I've probably missed a beat where we've probably accepted a little bit of mediocrity in training, and that's slipping into the games, and I think if we stop that and we start making sure that we don't waste a rep of training, and we're a little bit better prepared, and and then just a couple of things go our way, I think we'll get a couple of results, and then not on the flip side, but looking forward, we don't have there are actually no easy games in this competition, and we found that out against Dallas. Dallas are a very well put together team. New England found that out last week, and we've got to play our best to win a game every week, and so again, just leaning into that challenge is the really exciting part for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it's the part I love as well. Is like, I think having to find a way. Like from my own rugby career playing, I don't know how many times you go through a 4, 5, 6 game losing streak, and you have to just find a way out of it. And I totally agree. The individual has to look at themselves. And I think if you can get a group of people that do that and are willing to do that and be completely honest, you can find a way. You'll always find a way to get out of it. But this competition, I mean, I've not played in it this year. I've coached in it, but I reckon the intensity of the games, the standard of the game, year on year is probably jumping up like 15%. Like the little areas of the game, the scrum, the maul, the breakdown, just the general speed of the game is improving massively. I was thinking earlier actually, like even when I went to LA to play out there, we had 7 or 8 weeks together. It was during COVID and all the rest of it. We went to Hawaii, we came back to LA, we had a 3-week camp there. That's time where you can spend 24 hours a day together as a group. And we never had that here, and I think that made a big difference for us. So it's just taking time, and we're getting there. We're heading in the right direction, and as you say, we've had a close couple of losses that could have went our way. They never, but we learn from it and we move on.
Yeah, yep. Mark, Dave Clancy, our assistant coach. Have you found him? He's the attack and the backs coach. Have you found working with Dave?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, it's good to have another Irishman. Dave's obviously coming from LA. I know it sounds quite funny, but I love the fact that the Austin and LA have come together, because it's it's not like half the people don't know each other, but it's because we're coming from the same situation that everyone has like same kind of remorse or something. You have an easy topic to come into. So working with Clance has been really good. He has some drills that are really like very different. Like honestly, some of his counter attack drills have been actually really, really good, and like kicking. Like I don't think I've ever done like some of the drills that he's done where like it's forcing me to kick, which is something I should not be forced to do, but I should definitely adapt into my
You
game.
got 2 left feet.
It depends what day of the week it is, but definitely not as big a kicker as some other people.
He's actually got a really good right foot. He's been one of our better kickers at training.
You said that.
Yeah.
I just need. Yeah, I don't
Kick
really.
the season. No.
Just kick the head off someone instead.
And so, mate, out of 10, what do you rate Clancy as a coach?
I don't know how to answer this. Like 7.58.
Ooh,
That's good. No,
1 being the best. You've rated him 7.5.
out of 10.
10's the worst.
Yeah,
Oh.
And you've
one's
given
the
him
best.
a 7.5.
No, 10's the best.
No, one's every week. One's
We do
the
it
best,
different
right?
in this.
Yeah.
You're such no way. There's always the opposite. No?
Can't believe you said that. Look, we'll keep that between us. We won't let
Okay.
Dave know you said that. But, mate, we'll skip to the segment of the hot minute questions. So
Okay.
I'll ask you a question, then Adam will ask you a question, and you just have to answer one or the other, mate. So Chinese or Japanese?
Chinese.
Blondes or brunettes? Be careful.
Actually, every single my ex-girlfriends have been a mix of both. What is it called? It's like a balayage or something. Blondes with brunettes or brunettes with blondes. So I'm gonna go.
Balayage is a hairstyle you get at like the
It's
hairdressers.
when they mix it's when you're brown but you go a little bit blonde in your hair, isn't it? So I'm gonna go mix.
Okay, mix, righto. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Beach or pool?
Beach.
Miami.
Oh, never again. Although we're thinking about it, we might go back again for the next round.
Boxers or briefs?
Which boxes are the ones? Which ones are the ones that are tight? Tight.
Briefs.
Briefs.
You're a brief man.
Brief man.
Cubs or socks?
Cubs.
Netflix or HBO Max?
HBO Max.
The Menges or Martina?
I'm not answering that. Can't. I'll literally either get stabbed or I won't have a roommate. So one of the other.
Yeah, sauna or massage?
Massage.
Deep dish or Polish sausage? What's a Polish sausage? What is
I've had my first slice of deep dish. I went the other day with one of my mates. It's not a pizza, but it's really good. You can't say like it's a pizza, I feel, if that makes sense. But like if I say I'm going for a pizza, I'm not gonna go get a deep dish. I'm gonna get a slice of pizza.
Yep.
But if I go for a deep dish, so I'm gonna say deep dish pizza.
How many slices did you manage?
Just one. But I took it home and gave it to Mika.
Nice. I thought you'd be a sausage guy.
What the hell's a Polish sausage?
I'll buy you one. And
Okay.
you'll love it. Beer or White Claw?
Beer.
House or R&B?
House.
Yes.
Midwest, Deep South. Midwest is Chicago.
Okay.
Deep South is Texas, Atlanta, or the East Coast of New York.
Wait, Midwest, Deep South, or the East Coast?
Yeah, you got 3 options here.
Oh, 3. Oh. So Chicago, Austin, or New York, basically. I fucking hate Atlanta. So we're gonna leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so tough, to be honest. I'm gonna go with Austin at the moment.
Yeah, cool. That was a fun city.
Nice. Ireland or USA?
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go Ireland just because I will get killed if I say the US.
All right, Mark. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today, mate, on the Big Dog podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's
Yeah.
been fun.
And I'd like to say thank you to my co-host, Adam Ash, first-time co-host. You did very well, mate.
Thank
Good.
you. I'll
Yeah.
be back.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks, guys.
Cheers.